This is Reality with Partiality. Together with me in studio is my guest, Trevor Palacio-Lambey, better known as Aubo Amuruno. And Trev, warm greetings, bruh.
How you doing, Uncle Personality? Thank you very much for the invite.
Indeed, indeed. Trevor, you're one of a kind. You're very unique, special leader in our Garifuna community. And you're well traveled, brother. So, right out the gate, I'd like to ask you to update us about what you know about the goings on, the plight of our people in Honduras. Hello? Bagabiano. Oh, boy. Let me see.
Yeah. There we
Hello.
go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me back. Yeah, you could kick that other one out. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out. Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much. We to be nine feet home soon. We're doing you wahaya reality with personality. Sereme hadaro ni benda won lugo wana la with your little gunye lu. Wakuti hamusu logo sun webugu kay garinagu. Thank you very much, Uncle Personality. Reality with personality ironclad. That is.
Yes.
Thank you for the invite to the show. To
Yes,
be
bro.
able to dialogue with each other a little bit and catch up a little bit.
Thank you, too.
The situation in Honduras right now remains the same. It's really nothing new. But what's
Okay.
currently new right now is what's going on in San Juan. And we want to thank Alex Noberto, president of the National Garifuna Council from Belize, since this is Belizean platform here. We want to thank the
Okay.
National Garifuna Council of Belize and their new president,
Mhm.
and the entire administration for stepping up to the plate and helping us out with what we're doing in San Juan, Honduras right now. So what's
Yes.
happening right now, there is a recuperation of land going on, not
Ooh.
only in San Juan, but all over Honduras. Our people are
Mhm.
recuperating land that we have lost. There are
Mm.
actually major cities like Trujillo. That was a Garifuna community. There are
Okay.
major cities like Iteralah. That was a community, a Garifuna community.
Mm.
Ports like Puerto Cortes, ports like Puerto Castilla. These are
Yes.
places in Honduras that were Garifuna territories, but we won't be able to reclaim them all. And what's happening
Mhm.
right now in San Juan with the
Mhm.
leadership of brother Gustavo, and I forget the
Mhm.
brother's last name, but first name is Gustavo. He's the new president of the Patronato of San Juan, and we're asking
Yes.
everyone to support them there.
Okay.
Ask for Gustavo, or you could ask for myself, Garabali. We will
Yes.
connect you directly with Wilbur out of
Okay.
Seattle, Sonia
Mhm.
Centeno Clark out of New York, as to what's
Mhm.
going on there on the ground level.
Yes.
So we are in the process of recuperating some land, so we want
Okay.
to be clear. They're not there. There isn't an invasion of land where people are currently living at the moment. We want to be clear
Mm.
about what's happening here. We're
Yes.
in the process of recuperating some land from a family
Mhm.
called the Rosenthals, and in the process of recuperating the land, the military of the government of Honduras, as of 2 weeks ago, passed a new law basically
Wow.
around around preservation of natural resources,
Mhm.
but it's under the auspices of preservation of natural resources while they really trying to displace indigenous communities from their territories. So
Wow.
while we were recuperating the land, the government of Honduras, or let's say a certain city there of Tela,
Yes.
sent out 300 military policemen into the Garifuna community of San Juan. And we want to remind
Mm.
people that in 1937, approximately 88 Garinagu people were killed in San Juan. And may my grandfather, Stanislav Lembe, rest in
Yes.
peace. He was one of those 88 individuals that were killed. So, Ironclad, that's
Stick
what's
up
going
in.
on in
Stick
San
up in.
Juan right
Stick
now.
up in.
And we
Stick
want
up
to
in.
thank every Belizean that is paying attention to what's going on, because we also know what's going on in Hopkins. right now.
Yeah. So is that the same Lambe that's related to Pablo Lambe? Is that the same Lambe, Trevor? Trevor, hello. Bagami na sabra. Oh man, I don't know what keeps going on. Um, Trevor, mic check.
I can't hear you.
Oh boy. Something's going on, but it's showing that I'm coming across. I'm hearing you. I don't know what's going
I
on.
cannot hear you, Uncle Personality.
Yeah, something's
You know what? What I'll do is I'll go out and come back in. I'll go
okay.
out and come back in.
Okay, fine. Yeah. While Trevor is rebooting, he said, he thank you, Trevor, for filling us in, and for also calling attention to what the president of the National Garifuna Council is doing here. And Trevor, hello, mic
Yeah,
check.
Garabali right here. Check.
Okay, yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, I was asking you, Bravo. You mentioned a Lambe that was in the massacre of the 1930s. Is that the same Pablo Lambe's daddy?
Yes.
Okay, so you're related. Got you, bro. Got you.
Yes, sir.
Uh, uh-huh. But really, I appreciate and I stand educated about, the update. And thank you for, sharing the notes with the audience about the steps that the NGC, National Garifuna Council, is making. And I think they're also calling for a protest march in front of the Honduran embassy. I saw a communique to the effect.
July
So just
14th.
there you
Tuesday,
go.
July
Thank you.
14th.
Okay, so you're in touch. That's great. That's great. Trevor, while we're on that, please educate the audience about the annual pilgrimage to St. Vincent that you have been leading and when that started and so on. But maybe we can back that up with the organization that you formed. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we are the International Garifuna Council,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the International Garifuna Council is a government in formation for the Garinagu Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we put that in parentheses, information,
Yes, bro. Go ahead.
because we need to first have a general assembly
Mm-hmm.
before there could be an official Garifuna Nation executive order or
Okay.
existing body. With
Yes.
that being said, the International Garifuna Council was established in 2016 here in California.
Okay.
Uh, and, you know, Sister Carmen Miranda, may she rest in peace, from Honduras. She was one of the individuals that was with us.
Okay.
Wani Mena from
Mm-hmm.
Belize, lives in Los
Okay.
Angeles, was with us.
Mm-hmm.
Byron Martinez was with
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Joyce
Okay.
Cayetano Lambe
Mm.
was with us.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to think of other names that the Belizean community may know. But we've been here for
Mm-hmm.
quite some time, and our intention is economic development, civic engagement through voter education, registration, and turnout,
Yes.
financial
Yes.
literacy through, entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
and financial
Mm-hmm.
literacy, economic development. Those are our focuses right there.
Yes.
Basically, establishing a governing body. We're
Mm-hmm.
preparing for a general assembly in Roatan, Honduras in 2030.
Okay.
We're going to do public notices pretty soon in Los Angeles, Houston, Texas, New York. We will be in Belize in November
Okay.
of 2026, and then we'll be in what's Nicaragua and St. Vincent in 2027, July of 2027.
Mm,
And then we will be in Nicaragua in November of 2028. And
mm-hmm.
then we will be in Guatemala in November of 2029, which
Mm-hmm.
leads up to the General Assembly
Yes.
in Roatan, Honduras in 2030. And for those who don't know what a General Assembly is,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
General Assembly is a decision making moment when a group
Yes.
comes together
Mm-hmm.
and say,
Mm-hmm.
this is who we are, this is what we represent, and this is what we're going to do together
Mm-hmm.
in representation of ourselves. And in this
Yes.
particular case, ourselves, we, the Garinagu people, since
Mm-hmm.
we were exiled 229 years ago from St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
Yes.
we
Yes.
were we
Yes.
were
Yes.
dispersed, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now in 2030, we're going to reunify the nation officially. Okay,
Yes.
officially, because we're still a nation. You know, some people would be like, "Oh, we're a nation." You're right, but we're not a respected nation. We're not really a recognized nation
Mm-hmm.
in an official capacity where resources would come directly to us, right? So that we can
Mm-hmm.
focus on infrastructure and other things. So we are dependent on others, but we're not sovereign. So 2030 is going to be about General Assembly, where we will make decisions together on the flag,
Mm-hmm.
on whatever our national anthem may be,
Okay. Okay.
rules and regulations,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
also
Mm-hmm.
benefits. And one of the benefits after General Assembly and we're recognized is that Garifuna people no longer have to illegally cross borders to come into the United States or to go to Canada or to go to Europe. They can freely travel across the world because we are an indigenous people. Now, bringing it
Wow.
back to the rite of passage and pilgrimage that we do
Mm-hmm.
in St. Vincent and the Grenadines every year, again,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do it in July of 2027. So this is really the first public announcement of that. We're going to do it in July of 2027. We will no longer do the rite of passage in the month of March.
Okay.
The month of March is Heroes Day, which is the National Heroes Day for St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
Mm-hmm.
commemorating the lives of Paramount Chief Joseph Chateaubriand. But it's a very political moment. It's a
Okay.
very political time, and
Mm-hmm.
it gets into the way of what we're trying to do, and what we're trying to do is sacred
Okay.
and not political. So we've partnered with James Lavelle, Eleanor Bullock of Habina Hagarinagu Game. We're attempting to partner with Pablo Lambey Foundation because they
Okay.
are fiscally responsible.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking to work with the National Garifuna Council. We're working with groups across the Garifuna diaspora, creating what's called the Garinagu Heritage Rite of Passage and Pilgrimage Delegations, which is
Yeah.
comprised of all of these bodies. And the
Mm-hmm.
intent there is to retrieve the culture, the language, and everything to St. Vincent and the Grenadines,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? What they've
Yes.
lost, and we still have retrieve it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also an experience for us to go back home and get a sense of experience of what that is. So I'll leave it at that for now because I want to give you the floor to maybe add to the questioning.
Yeah. The pilgrimages to Saint Vincent that you have led over the years. Give us comb the history of that, and then we'll talk about you educating the public about the last event. But uh, how many years has this pilgrimage been going on?
Well, the official answer to that is ever since the 70s. the
Okay.
1970s. May he rest in peace, Pat Caucho, a gentleman by the name of, excuse me, by the name of Pat Cacho. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
library, I believe, in Dungriga called
Mm-hmm.
Pat Cacho Library. I don't know
Okay.
the man, but I spoke to the man, and we would talk. But I wouldn't say I know the man, but we would talk.
Okay.
He was
Uh-huh.
living in Miami,
Okay.
and he himself told me out of his mouth that in the 70s, him and his dad went to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And unbeknownst to them, they were initiating what we're doing now,
Okay.
right? So
Yes.
your question is beautiful because you're asking the right person. I could
Mm-hmm.
only take credit for the 4 years that I've been involved.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But I have
Yes.
to give credit, right, to my
Right.
predecessors,
Right.
right?
Right.
Those who came before me, and it was Pacacho and his family who initiated that, unbeknownst to them. And then Linda Castillo, and I think I'm saying it wrong, but Linda Castillo,
Mm-hmm.
the mother of Rodel Castillo.
Yes. The late. Well, she's passed though, right?
Yeah, the late. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I
Go
forget.
ahead.
I forget her name. And her,
Go ahead though. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, and her husband. And
Right.
I'm just not trying to give credit to Belizeans here now,
Yes,
um,
understood.
because I could care less about that. But
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to give you a trajectory of what's led to here, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And for some reason, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why, those who really have been involved have been Belizeans. And maybe, well, maybe the answer to that partially is the language barrier. Belize is English speaking and St. Vincent is English speaking. So it
Okay.
kind of facilitates the process. So let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
No other intentional purpose. Um, but Pacacho, the Castillos,
Uh-huh.
and then out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a man by the name of Dr. Cadrin Gill.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have too much time to spend on it anymore because we want you to tell us about your journey. But
Oh, okay.
on that one, I'd really like for you to cement it with the reacquiring of the island of Balisao by
Yeah.
that government by the previous government there, and the last trip you made, because it was I saw some pics, one of which I posted with you to advertise the show. So tell us about the reacquiring of Balisao, the island, and the last trip briefly, if you could. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could make things brief. Um,
Okay.
um,
Thanks.
well, so basically, 2022,
Mhm,
we get a phone call. The IGC gets a phone call
mhm,
about an ongoing trip since like 2017.
mhm.
Georgia Lambey, Ronnie Figueroa, Cheryl Figueroa, um, Frida Sitter off,
Mhm, mhm.
Francisco Avila, Honduras now.
Yes.
They've gone on this pilgrimage, and it's really, for lack of better words, there isn't continuity.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Dr. Gill calls me and the IDC, and we get involved. And we get involved with the last administration. And at that
Mhm.
moment, we start talking about Balisol because Balisol was already in the conversation as of
Okay.
2011
Okay. Okay.
when the Garifuna Heritage Foundation of St. Vincent and
Mhm.
the Grenadines, Zoila Ellis, and I'm giving her
Yes.
credit even though she don't even like me, but I'm gonna give her credit anyway.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Zoila Ellis and David Williams around 2011,
Mhm.
started talking about Balisol and how important it is, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
when we got there in 2022, nothing had happened. So
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia Ellis, Frida Sitter off. Um, who else can I mention off the top of my head? Egbert Eugenio and a few
Yes.
others of us. We started working on the acquisition of Baliso one way or the other, and the government ultimately, past administration ultimately,
Right.
um, let's say through the process of eminent domain,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
call it land recuperation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Land recuperation. We've been talking about land recuperation through the process of eminent domain, regained the island of Baliso. Now,
Okay.
before it was regained in 2025, the Garifuna Heritage Rite of Passage and Pilgrimage Delegation and the International Garifuna Council, we were already
Mm-hmm.
talking about what we would do on the
Mm-hmm.
island of Baliso if it was regained.
Mm-hmm.
So now that it's
Okay.
regained, the idea is to turn it into a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is going
Mm-hmm.
to benefit Garinagu and Kalinagu people in perpetuity.
Yes, yes. I wish I could continue on that, but I like the idea that you mentioned the Kalinago people and the plan you mentioned in a previous show that I was on with you to kind of bring the Garinagu and Kalinagu, you know, under one umbrella for an event. I like that idea, but that's for another time because we got to bring you back to talk again because we have so much to discuss. But I'm also appreciative that you've made the rounds. You've been, like you said, Garifuna in exile is spread across Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, Nicaragua. The route, like you said, we were exiled from St. Vincent, and then where you are, there's so many Garinagu in the United States in diaspora from all over these 5 countries and so on that we have mentioned. Now, am I on point or did I get it more or less right?
Yes, sir. We're good. We're
Uh,
on the same
uh,
path.
uh-huh.
Erica.
Bravo.
Reality with partiality.
Thank you, negative with that. Much obliged, Trev. I really feel enlightened by you. Now, tell them where, because we're going to put this thing on YouTube as soon as we're done, in the next 20 minutes after that. So, document for us your journey, your early childhood, and the early influences on your life, like the environment.
Yeah. Um, I mean, well, we don't have enough time, especially since I'm long-winded myself, right? One,
Give us
I'm
a short
long-winded.
version.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
us a short.
One,
Uh-huh.
I'm long-winded, and then number two, on August the 4th, 1977,
Okay.
on a beautiful Thursday,
Uh-huh.
12 afternoon,
Uh-huh.
in Corazal, Belize,
Okay. Wow.
77 degrees. I was born.
Okay. Rosal Belize,
Yes, I was
1977.
born. Yeah,
Okay.
I was born.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, but before I was born, the Bouye told my mother I was a hellraiser. So
Okay. Okay.
I was already raised in hell before I was even born because she couldn't sleep. You know, the minute the sperm hit the egg, mom couldn't
Yes. Yes.
sleep,
Yeah.
and she's been up ever since. Right. Um, Born in Belize.
Uh-huh.
This is the way I like to explain it. I was born in Belize, but my
Uh-huh.
eyes opened in Honduras, Triunfo de la Cruz. I was born in Belize. My eyes opened in
How how
Honduras.
how long after the birth did you sojourn to Honduras? How
3 years
long?
old.
Years?
3 years
Okay.
old. So
Uh-huh.
I that's yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And then so in the household you were bilingual growing up or trilingual. That is Well, you have to add Creole too, you know, bro.
No, no, I'm not gonna add Creole. Not you can, but I won't.
Okay, but that's
Yeah,
English, Spanish, and Garifuna. That's
yeah,
it. Those are. Uh-huh.
yes.
Uh-huh. Then now, your spirituality.
Dugu,
Uh okay, Garifuna spirituality.
dugu.
Uh, uh-huh. 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 Yeah, like you said, the Bouye informed your mom, right? So and so about yeah, you know. Uh-huh. Then at some point you migrated to the US. How early?
I'm
How
now
how
I'm
young?
8 years old.
Okay.
So
Okay.
3 years old to Honduras.
Mm-hmm.
Stay there for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
8 years old, come to the U.S. and I've been here ever since.
Then you're passionate. That is known. You're very passionate and
A little bit,
totally committed, right?
a little bit.
Um, about your conviction. So, um, as how early, as far back as you can remember, you became immersed in Garifuna Duo to where your leadership in Garifuna Duo, as far back as you can remember.
Well, this is. I mean, the fact is, I'm just getting to know myself as a Garifuna man.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean? This is the
Yeah.
truth.
Uh-huh.
But it was
Uh-huh.
because it was in 2015
Mm-hmm.
that may they rest in peace, Elvis Garcia
Mm-hmm.
and Joel Palacios in Honduras were shot down.
Ooh.
July of 2015, they were shot down by the government of Honduras in the area of Trujillo. That
Yes,
I
yes.
that I made a post on social media because my brother Dwight told me that hey, this is what happened. I said I'm gonna post
Uh-huh.
something,
Uh-huh.
and I posted something, and here I am now. I wasn't a leader. I wasn't involved at all in the Garifuna
Yes.
community. I didn't even know I was from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I didn't know
Ah,
anything about the exile,
okay.
but when I moved from Honduras, from Belize to Honduras, I was born. My grandmother was into Degu, our
Yes, yes.
spirituality, right?
Got you.
So
Got you.
and
Got you.
and this was Triunfo de la Cruz. I moved to Triunfo de la Cruz,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
there we had the Garifuna spirituality and the principle. I witnessed with my own eyes the
Uh-huh.
principles of Audabuni, Amudununi in living color, where no one would be hungry, everyone would be taken care of, and
Communal, yes,
it
yes,
was
yes.
communal. It was a beautiful village,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
So I witnessed that with my own eyes.
Ah,
By the
yeah.
time I left in the '80s, from
Man, that's
yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful that you said that. You know, one Easter I went to Hopkins here in Belize, many years ago. And bravo, they were, I couldn't buy food. They were having something by the Holy Ghost School. I wanted to pay. He said, no man, no man. It was like a potluck, they just had the food, and you just tell them what you want, they dish it in. You couldn't pay for anything out there. Um, you couldn't pay for the food.
Yeah.
Trev, your strong connection with Honduras. Does it have to do with your genealogy, your roots? Are your grandparents from there? Some of them or part of them. What are your four last? I can tell you my four last names. From my dad, I am Martinez and Lewis. From my mom, I'm Dago and Flores. Those are my four core. So and I have roots in Barranco from the Aranas, that's where my great great grandma, from my maternal side came from, and through her the Palacio, and then Dago, and so on. So that much I know. But the connection with Honduras, Broadway, make it for us in your case. Is it that some of your heritage, some of your ancestors are? I know all of us passed through Honduras. That is not the
Uh-uh.
question I'm asking. I'm
Keisha,
asking about you, your genealogy, your genealogy. Tell us a little bit about your genealogy, your roots, Bravo.
yeah, that question, believe it or not, it's a two-part question because
Uh huh.
I, as an individual,
Uh huh.
uh, I'm a human being,
Yes.
but I am a Garifuna human being,
Yes.
right?
Uh huh.
And when UNESCO in 2001 said that Garinagu are a masterpiece, an intangible heritage unto humanity, they were talking about us, not Percy, not Garabali. And by the way, I go by Garabali. Trevor is he's out there somewhere, but you're talking to Garabali. Um, is that we are one people. So
Mhm.
being born in Belize, because when people ask me where you're from, I tell them St.
No,
Vincent and
no,
the Grenadine.
no, bro, no. You already said that
Mhm.
in the north, but I'm asking about your heritage, bro. Your grandparents, your great grandparents. Where were they born?
Just like your grandparents in Honduras, man. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
man, no. You got that wrong,
Are,
bro.
are, are you
No,
talking
hold
about
on, no,
before?
no, hold on. No, no,
Let me
no,
ask
no,
you.
no.
No, let me ask you a question.
Hold
Are you talking
let
about
me,
before?
no,
Are you
no,
talking
no, no.
about before the exile or after
Bro,
the
wait.
exile?
No, man, no, man, no, no. I got
Okay,
specific dates and years for you, man. I'm not kidding with this one. I'm not playing games with you.
go ahead.
Garinagu are first documented in Belize in 1802.
Hmm.
I have traced my four lines, two from
Hmm.
each parent, for 8 generations leading up to my grandkids.
Hmm.
So I'm telling you that Simeona Arana married Palacio, widowed Palacio, then married Louis, is the first of the 8 generations, I'm telling you, born in Barranco, but obviously came from Honduras.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing games with this one. I'm asking you where your grandparents and your great grands were probably born. That's all I'm asking.
Well, to answer the question simply, then my grandmother, uh, my grandmother's mother was born in Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm,
grandfather's father was
mm-hmm,
born in Honduras and
mm-hmm,
in the Punta Piedra region.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My grand and so all of my family members
Yes,
from my
yes.
mother and my mother's side are from
Mm-hmm.
Honduras. They
Appreciate that.
migrate uh they migrated to Belize, or most of them, let's say, right? Most of them.
Yes, yes,
They
yes.
migrated to Belize either after the exile, after the 1937 massacre,
Mm-hmm.
or they migrated to Belize in 1802. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? So,
Yes.
but they migrated from through Roatan, Trujillo mainland to areas like San Juan,
Mm-hmm.
right? That led to here. And on my mother's side, they're going to be from again Triunfo de la Cruz. But because when you raised your question, like I said, it's a
Mm-hmm.
multi. The way we understood your question was multi-layered, right?
Okay. Okay.
There was again speaking to the individual, but then they're speaking
Okay.
to the whole, right?
But
So,
I'm satisfied with how you answered it.
but
Okay, bro.
can I add a point?
Yeah, quick, because then after that is your closing remarks. Yeah.
Okay, no, no, fine, Uncle.
Uh-huh.
It's been 35 minutes since we've been on. So I guess
Yes,
your
yes.
show is only about 40, 50 minutes. Thank you for the
40,
invite.
40, 40. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is that my affinity with Honduras
Mhm.
has everything to do with my affinity with Garinagu, not where I was born, right? Because it seems as though the ancestors took me from being born in Belize to going back to where my grandparents are from, being
Yeah,
raised there to
yeah,
learn the culture, be a
yeah,
part of the culture, come to the
yeah.
United States, and now 40 plus years later,
No, no,
I still retain it
no,
because it's about Garinagu.
Trevor, what I like about you is that you're diversified and you're not prejudiced. That's what I like about you. I don't need you to explain anything to me with respect to, you know, details of this or that, why you do what you do, how you came out, how you come out. No, because I appreciate you completely.
We
I'm not.
appreciate
I
that.
don't want you. I don't want you to be any different from who you are. And also, you did mention along the way that you have some Nicaraguan roots. That's good. I too have marginal, but I too have. And some of my folk are in Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala. I too have. So
Everywhere.
I'm saying what I said that to say that what you're not saying, I am saying that um, we need to appreciate each other. And I'm talking to Garinagu, Belizean Garinagu. In Garifuna, we'd say, not take up your, in Creole, not take up yourself. Managua ba bongo. Let us appreciate each other on a level, one level, you know, not trying to be one up because we're NGC, uh, born in NGC, being born in Belize, in the culture capital Belize. And no, I don't like that attitude or the spirit of it. So I'm not talking to you, Tia. I'm talking to in the earshot of, like I specified, Belizean Garinabu, because that is what sometimes causes reaction, not necessarily from you, but causes reaction because people shouldn't have to defend um any Garinagu at all. So let us not wear Garifuna Duo on our chest. I won't, and I don't. Hopefully, I don't give that portray that image. So let us instead recognize that we are a nation in exile and that we have a shared product, Garifuna Duo, and the best thing we could do is to appreciate all of us because we're a small nation. We are a small nation. My brother, your closing remarks, please.
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here to the Garinagu. Um, what's happening in San Juan, what's happening in Hopkins, um, is just the tip of the iceberg because of what's going on a geopolitical stratosphere across the world.
Yes, yes.
As the United States of America or the Western region loses power across the rest of the world, they're going to pay more attention to home and what's closer to home.
Okay.
So, what's happening in Hopkins, what's happening in San Juan is going to happen in all of our territories. They
Mhm.
recently killed some fishermen who were just fishing right there in
Oh,
Beckway next to Balaso and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
oh,
So the best thing that we could do is to prepare, collaborate with each other, understand the difference between autonomy and sovereignty. And we need to
yes,
work towards sovereignty as a people, but we need to be unified to do that. We're going to
yes,
encourage those who are in office to encourage the people to focus on civic engagement which is
Yeah.
going to be voter education, registration, and voter turnout. We're going to see you guys in Belize in November with the Cassava Conference, which is an economic development initiative, which is a part of the International Garifuna Council campaign. And we look forward to seeing all of you in Roatan, Honduras with us in 2030. Start booking your flights to Alicia's Sons and Tours. Thank you, personality.
Bravo, Garabali, right? You go by Garabali. Garabali.
Uh-huh.
I, I want you before we well, yeah. I want you to look in the camera and tell us, is Garabali spirit or breeze or both?
All of the above. Um, yeah. Up, down, low, east, west, north, south.
Look here, people
Yeah.
are better get it done.
Yeah.
I really thank you for coming on the show and for being candid, straightforward. But he said about it, bro.
Listen.
People like you because you're genuine and you are a leader truly because you connect, you bring people together and you form linkages. Keep doing what you're doing, Trevor, and thank you for your leadership. Gambra,
And we
ayo,
appreciate you.
uh-huh.
Amazing.
Much obliged.